Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Sorry, my camera was backwards, and I've been doing another training. So hold on one moment while I fix my camera. All right. So we are doing, oh boy, see that drooping along? Come on, stay still, camera. All right, let's start again. Welcome to Card on Blue. This is my monthly card club. This month we're featuring the Handmade Hug stamp set. I'm going to raise the camera up a bit. There we go. That's better. And I'm very, very sorry. This usually doesn't happen this crazy, but I'm not, you know what? This is real life, guys. This is how it works when you're doing social media all the time. Things like sometimes go wrong. And I'm thinking like there's something really weird about this one. Like it keeps on spinning all around. All right, my camera is locked and loaded. Well, no, don't say that on YouTube. We are doing handmade hugs. This is September. I have to think of what month it is. And last month we featured our Card on Blue Card Club featured Sea Turtle. So this is, I think we're in month 5 or month 4. We've been doing this June, July, August, September. Okay, so this is month 4. Those of you who have stuck with me the whole time, my founding members, when you get to 6 months, you're going to have a very cool treat coming to you. So these are what we made. Lots of fun. We worked on so many different stamp sets. You guys get to vote on the stamp sets. I'll show you at the end of this video what other cards we're going to make. But right now we're making these 2 cards using the Stargazing DSP. Now, let's vote. Okay, let's start out with a vote. Would you like to make the same exact cards, or would you like me to change up the paper? And I'm not changing up the paper, meaning I'm still using Stargazing. Would you like me to replicate these cards exactly, or would you like me to use different types of Stargazing paper just to see how it comes out? So same or different, just to see what you guys vote on. Because either way, we're going to use my same measurements. Thank you. I'm glad you like the sea turtle cards. So you could go back and watch all these videos. I did the videos on YouTube for the sea turtles. Okay, I had to put those cards back to get on the way. Okay, it looks like different wins, but we're going to still use the same measurements, but we're going to make different cards, meaning same. Let's start with this one. We'll do this one. We're going to take, you already have all the card pieces cut, so that's what's great about your kit. You make 2 of each card. The kits are done for you. You have the pieces for the inside. You have the envelopes. So we're going to be using Fresh Freesia and Starry Sky. So let's take Starry Sky and let's just cut the papers, but we'll do something a little different. So we will, instead of using this piece, that's the one I used before, we can use this piece. So we'll make them different. So they're not going to be, we'll still use the planets. Let's see which is better. Because there's 2 of each one. So that's the thing about your kit, is you can make 2 of each one. I'm not sure what happened to all my paper. Oh, maybe I used some of it for something else. Oh, here we go. I like the smaller planets better when doing a vertical card. So we're going to do this card with this paper. Okay. And we're going to cut it so that we get the planets in there as much as possible. Not these are all planets, but I'm saying planets with rings. So I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to make this one, it's 3 1/4. 3 3/4, sorry. 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to do it like that. To get that, I'm going to trim a little bit of this off. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to get this planet to land near the top of the paper. So let's trim some of this off like so. Now I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to, and you can do this with the paper from your kit. Your paper's 6 inch by 6 inch, so you can trim it around like so. All right, yay, we have the paper. Okay, now let's see what we could do for the outline of that. I'm glad you guys change it up, because I get like tired of doing the same thing, really. Maybe we could put that. Nope, too much of the same color. Maybe this one. Oh no, this, because actually it's going to be on here. So it's going to be on here, so we just layer it up so we go, too close in color. This one was too close to the background. We could still use the lemon lime twist. Yeah. Okay. See what I'm doing? I'm keeping the lemon lime twist, but I'm just changing the inside paper because I think that'll look good. All right. So there we go. Now this piece is going to be 4 by 5 1/4, your typical card base. And I'll write it all down for you. Everybody gets my measurements, not just my card club members, but my card club members get so many cool things in their kit. They don't have to get all the different supplies they need, for this project. All right. Cool. Cool. I like how that looks. Okay, now the top, and then we're going to be doing a piece for the inside. So let's get a little strip of paper. We could probably use that piece there again. So we're going to just make that one 3 3/4. And now we need a little piece for the outside of that one. All right. This time, this one might work good for the inside because it goes so well. But this one would also be really good. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this one. 1 1/4. All right. See what I'm doing? I'm kind of making this little layer for the inside. I just have these things memorized, but someday they're all going to come out in my card recipe book. I have a lot of projects, a lot of coals in the fire, as we say, when I get my act together. I'm back. Oops, 3 3/4. All right, so there we go. We shall start to glue, and then we're gonna, oh yeah, I'm liking the way, because look, now all the colors are represented. I'm bringing in the starry sky, the lemon lime twist. I'm bringing in these colors. Oh, I love how these colors go together. So we have cards that are not, but anyway, you have enough supplies in your kit to make, because you get 12 pieces. Okay, that's not never fight with glue, just grab a different bottle. You get 12 pieces of your DSP cut in 6 by 6 pieces. So you have enough to do 2 of each of these designs, because I know this because I'm using an actual kit to make this with. So I'm limiting myself to the 12 pieces of DSP so that when I show you, I know that you can make the cards I'm making because I'm making them with one kit. Not only that, you have 2 other kinds of DSP in your kit. So you have your Zany Zoo, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video, what we're making with the Zany Zoo. You have the Stargazing, and then you have, oh, what did I give you guys? Delightfully Eclectic? Or I gave you something else cool. It's usually like one of the bulk papers. But I think coming up, we're going to be doing some more holiday. Yeah, we're doing fun and festive. I'll show you what we're doing for next month as well, what you voted on. All right, I'm just adhering as I'm talking, because after this, I was going to stay up late and do my instructions for my craft fair calculator that I introduced last night on YouTube. Many of you have downloaded the craft fair calculator. A couple had trouble with the PDF, so I want to talk about getting Adobe Acrobat for free and all that stuff, so you can use your Adobe calculator. It does calculate the values for you. It actually does, and I'm going to show you how to use that. So I was going to do a separate video, and I could probably even go live with that as well. All right, now then we're doing that. We're adhering it to there. So look how beautiful this paper is. This is called Stargazing. Just beautiful. And whenever you have a pack of Designer Series paper and coordinating cardstock, you can mix and match as long as you have your measurements. Okay, now look, make sure you put your planet right side up so that one's on top before you adhere this last layer. Oh, I like how this came out. I'm happy, and you could just make a bunch of these and not even know what you're going to write on them yet. You could just have a bunch of card bases made and then just later go, oh, I don't want to put in here, happy birthday, you're the best, or whatever. We're going to put you're the best on there. Or we might change it up and put that one on this one, but we'll see. Let's do the other one, and then let's write the measurements. Then we'll do this part, and then we'll do the stamping last. That's going to be my order. So let's take a pen here, and we're going to just write what kind of card that was. It went out like this. So this was the Starry Sky, and it was 11 inches. Score at 5.5. right? And then it was 4¼ inch high. All right, so that was the card number 1. These are both A2 cards. Then we had different layers, which were, you know, one was slightly bigger than the other. And our typical layer is 5¼ right, by 4. That's your typical layer. And then we make this layer 3¾ It's a little bit smaller, 3¾ by 5 inches high. Okay, so that was, so far we've talked about this card. Yep. We've talked about this outer layer. We've talked about this inner layer. Outer layer, inner layer. Okay, this was Stargazing. Stargazing DSP. Okay, then we have these strips that go like this. It's kind of like this here, where it is 3¾ wide. Both of these strips. An inside layer of that strip is 3¼ and the outside layer of this is 1¼ So that is the measurement. And it's going to be similar over here, except I tried it with 1/8 inch. I mean, this is a very similar card, just a different design where I use fresh freesia. So I'll leave those measurements there while I start messing around with the next card. All right, so we have a fresh freesia card. Let's see. And again, I pick coordinating colors based on what they tell me, you know, is coordinating with the stamp. All right, so let's see. This time I did this one on the inside. So let's use this one for the outside because that would go nice against the fresh freesia. See, like that. And then what could I use for the inside? We might just do this planet one. Yeah, we'll do the planets. We're going to have to do it this way because this one's leaning off to the side. So we'll do it this way. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off a little bit on this side. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm cutting off a little bit because I don't want to cut off this one planet here. And I know these aren't like actual real planets. It's more like a whimsical thing. I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to go with, this is going to be my inside layer. So this is going to be the 4 by 5¼ It's going to be a horizontal card. Right? So you have to be sure, you know, you have your papers going the right way. 5¼ I don't want to cut off that one. That's a focal point, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off part of that one. All right, so that's my card for this part, and now I need the little 1/8 inch. Okay, it doesn't really contrast a lot, but it does. What's nice is it contrasts with that. So let's see what other options I have. I've already done the pumpkin pie. Oh, maybe we'll do this. Yep, I think we'll do that. Nope. I don't know. I'm still thinking that one's better for the contrast. So we're gonna go with this one for the outside rim. So for this one, it's gonna be 5¾ Whoops. Or maybe not, because I just tilted it. I hope that works. Yep, 5¾ Flip it around by 4¼ So in other words, just a little outer rim of this one. Now, when you think about it, you're like, it's just an outer part. So you're like, well, didn't she just waste a lot of paper? Well, yes. And so typically what I would do here is I would die cut out this whole inside, punch out some things. You know, I would hollow out the inside before I cover it up if I just need a cute little outline for my card. All right, but before we do this one, let's do a 4-inch strip. We can go ahead and use this piece here because we don't have, and we'll use this piece here. So we'll go ahead and, all right. I'm going to make this one the inside. So this one's going to be the 3/4 inch one. This is the same measurements as this one. Just so you're tracking. This is still to see. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing that same thing, and this is going to be 1¼ So what I can do now? Where'd it go? Okay, something like that. See what I'm doing? I'm putting these two together on top of here. Now, typically, I cut them later. Sometimes I cut them, but to make them really exact, I like to cut them while they're like in this position. So that's typically the way I like to make cards. I mean, I could trim them to the same size, but I think it's just easier if I cut them afterwards. So this little technique gives us it's a nice display of designer series paper. All righty. Now you were all given some tear and tape. Let me see if I can find mine. I'm gonna look for mine. You were all issued a roll of tear and tape. So you can use your roll of tear and tape for this project instead of using liquid glue. Now you were given liquid glue. Every month you get something fun, some kind of adhesive or some kind of tool. And the first month you were all given a bottle of liquid glue, this Tombow multi-purpose glue. That was the first month of Card Club. And then if you joined last month and that was your first month, you can join any month. You can join once, actually. I sent in, if you join my newsletter, you can just join by the month, or you can subscribe via PayPal if you want to subscribe month to month. Now, if you do month to month and you do 6 consecutive months, you get the swag bag. But anywho, if you just do 1 month at a time, you got the glue, and then this last month you got the tear and tape, and then you got dimensionals 1 month. So there's different things you get when you, aside from the card bases that are cut for you, labor of love. I'm just putting it on there as a contrast. All right, so you see how this part was just for the inside. So I didn't put this little part, I only put out to this edge. I could have put it out to the whole edge of the card, but I only put it out to the edge of like the inside layers there. See, I'm letting the outside layer be a separate little layer. And then we're gonna attach that one to this one. And now we have different cards, but the same paper. So anyway, use your tear and tape if you don't want to use the liquid glue to adhere this. I'm actually getting sick of squeezing this glue, but this one, let me see. If this one doesn't work, I'm going to move over to using my Seal Plus. But go use whatever adhesives you have. It's just that I give you way more adhesives than you need. Like it'll be a year before, we're going to cycle through 12 things. And then it'll be like a year before you get tear and tape again. So it's going to be something you can use throughout the year. It's like every year you'll probably get in my club a bottle of glue. But I'm not going to do the same thing every month. There's so many. Stampin' Up! Has limitless products. Like I can give you something different every month. Like to infinity and beyond. Because we have so many different products. So you just get a surprise every month. Put that one. I'm going to put it this way. And just put it down here. And adhere it. So that I'm at the right angle. Alrighty. Now let's write down the measurements for this card. This card was a fresh freesia. Every time I always give you 2 orientations for every card club. We always make 2 vertical and 2 horizontal cards for each set of paper. So for this one, it's going to be like this. You get where 4 1/4. It's 8 1/2 wide, or 8 1/2 long by 5 1/2 high. Okay, so it's still an A2 card. And then we know it's this DSP, we know it's Stargazing DSP. And the difference between this one is it's going to be that little extra 1/8. So you got 5 3/8 and 4 1/8 for your outer layer. And then for the next layer, you have the same things you have here. This one, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then for our little strips, we have, these are going to go with the inside section, 5 1/4. And you have one that's 3/4 inches high. Here, I got to make it bigger. Let me just make a bigger one. Okay, so it's 5 1/4 by 1. Let me put that 1 1/4 high. It's the same thing as this. You're putting them like inside each other. All right, so now go ahead and take your screenshot. Let me move stuff out of the way. I know you need sometimes like a screenshot of the measurements. And then usually Janet, my team member, she's going to go in and she at least types them up for you inside the text. And then I save these papers and I'm using these to put inside your recipe book for my card recipe book I'm making. All right, so now we're going to talk about stamping and we're going to get out. We're going to do You're the Best because it fits in here. And we might put You're the Best on here, we might not, but we're going to stamp it either way. And then we're going to stamp Sending Hugs and stuff. So where do these come from? This one comes from, I'm thinking this is Nested Essentials, but if I'm wrong, let me know because there's a lot of demonstrators on here. And this one would be Stylish Shaped Dies, this circle. Okay, so you're going to get out and I give these all to you in your club kit. Okay. So we're going to do some blending. We're going to be blending with pumpkin pie. And we always blend first on our circles. And then we're going to be blending with some fresh freesia. So let's turn that around so you can see it. And fresh freesia. Now, I picked those colors because of the cards they were going to go on. So let's make sure that's still going to work. And it does. It still works as two colors to blend with because we still have those two colors represented in these cards. Now, if they were if they were coordinating colors, but they weren't represented in the cards, I might not pick those to blend with. I'm just grabbing out a couple stamping blocks to put some ink on so we don't get too much ink on our blending brush. Tap, tap, tap. Get the first blob off and then do that. And that's still too much of a blob for me, but it'll work. Something like that. Tap, tap, tap. I'm going to get a little bit more of the blob off. Okay, that one just got ink all over it. Grab a new one. This is why you have a lot of circles in your bucket of crafty goodness so you can keep on going. All right, so that's good. Pumpkin pie. Now, let's get the fresh freesia, and we're going to put some on the stamping block. Use a blending brush. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap there. Flip it around. And blend a little bit on there. Okay, good. Put that over there. I could even make it darker to sort of match each other. Because you see how like the pumpkin pie side's really dark, so I'll put a little bit darker on the fresh freesia side. And I just need one of these, but you'll see that I'm just getting some extras for my bucket of crafty goodness that I like to make when I'm making one card. I like to make a lot of cards. Plus, we're not sure if we're going to mess these up, and you always just easier to make a bunch at once. Now you're going to get a silicone mat to stamp onto, and I'm going to be using the color Starry Sky. Starry Sky is the color of the card base for one of the cards, and it just comes out really well. Now you can also use another coordinating color. I think I might have used for that one. This one I used Starry Sky. Oh, and let's grab out that shape too while we're here. Let's go ahead and do this blending at the same time, because then we can just do You're the Best. I'm going to get some fresh freesia on there. Anywho, we have this. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Starry Sky or Blueberry. So you always want to, you have a pack of paper, and on the back, it always talks about the coordinating colors on the back of the paper. So always just look at the back of the paper or the catalog, find the coordinating colors, and use them for your blending and for your stamping, for your cardstock. I mean, everything I do in this club is deliberate. I make the design choices for you so you don't have to. That one's a little bit too dark for me. And you have a lot of extra shapes in your kit, because you might say, oh, I don't want to say that in my, you might want to say something else. And I give you extra shapes so that you can write some other sentiments on your cards. Okay, let's just do that. All right, now we got this one, and I already have the stamp. So we're going to do sending hugs and stuff. Always test your stamp over there on the mat, because there could be like some piece of lint stuck on it. Hold it for a few seconds. I'm not holding this too long because these are photopolymer stamps, and you don't want to hold them on there too long if they're brand new, because they might get all gushy. Okay, sending hugs and stuff. I'm going to show you how to fix that if you have a little bit of... So if you have a marker, I usually hold it for a few seconds, but that one's good. Like a blending marker. Stampin' Blend, sometimes you can just fix little... That one's actually really good. We're going to move that one over there. This one has a little... I don't know. It looked... Actually, now it looks good. Was it this one? Huh. I don't know. They both look good to me now. All right. They fixed themselves while I was sleeping. Okay, let's get this one. Best. You're the best. Okay. Put this one on there. It fits perfectly. Now, there are other sentiments I could have used, but I'm going to use this one twice for this card club, this one once for a birthday card, and this one once. I didn't use these, but I gave you little pieces in your bag, like so. This is this month's card club. Let me show you this little piece. Here it is. This little flag. I gave you those little flags in case you want to put for you or with love, right? If you want to put something on your card, feel free to. It's your card. Okay, I'm just going to do the other one upside down like that to put the fresh freesia on top. Okay, this one I want to hold for a few seconds because of the type of stamp it is. There it goes. That's what I was talking about. Sometimes you end up with like a little bit that doesn't get fully stamped because it's such a big stamp. There's such big letters. The bigger the letters, the more this happens. I just grab a Stampin' blend or a Stampin' marker, and I get in there, and I do that, and I just fix it. All right, cool. Steady hands, steady hands. That one I fixed it too much, but then I have to make the... All right, that one I'm not liking. All right, so then we're going to use this one. There we go. We have more than we need. And now we need our ribbons. Let me put these in my basket to wash. I had to move those way far away or I'll get them on the cards. So now we have our cards and our ribbons. We need some of the new ribbon. But this is the ribbon from Zoo Crew. That's some lemon lime twist ribbon. That'll work. Let me just show you what ribbons I used. I used the new ribbon. Most of you got Night of Navy with the gold inside this ribbon. But then some of you might have got the black glittered organdy ribbon. Just because I might have ran out of this one. So for this one, I'm going to stick a little. Actually, we might do this one over here. Let's just see. That's going to look nice. We're going to put it over here. I'm at the end of the roll here. Can you tell? And I couldn't get any more. I don't know if they ran out or I just couldn't get any more. I can't remember why I couldn't get any more. Or probably I didn't have any more on time for your kit. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love this ribbon. I love all glittered organdy ribbons, whether they're white or black. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. So we're going to do something. For this, I'm just going to put some adhesive down under here and get it to stick on there. I would normally just put the adhesive in the middle, but I don't want this to come up. Oh, it's so pretty. So again, just have this part done, even if you don't know what you're going to finish putting on your card yet. All right, let's go with that for now. And then for this one, I'm going to go with a little piece of this for like a little twisty thingy. I'll show you what I mean. So just grab a piece of, just make a ribbon and we'll do a little loop-de-loop. So a little loop-de-loop, like so. I really like this lemon lime twist ribbon because it's not so, it's really like thin and flexible. So let's put a little bit of adhesive right up there. Because I'm going to put the ribbon kind of high this time. All right, good. And now we need a little bit of adhesive right under there to hold the ribbon together. Now we're going to decide. Let's get rid of this for a second. Decisions to make. We are going to decide, no, that gets lost in the sea of, so I'm not putting that one there because I just look at it and go, awkward, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just gets lost in the sea of a card. So this needs to be on the vertical card. So, right, that one needs to go there, I think, in my opinion. Now this one needs the bigger circle. So where's my bigger circle? Here we go. Sending hugs and stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to do a little bit of extra on that one. This is live, guys. This is like literally how I think and how I create. So I'm going to put that extra ribbon, this lemon lime twist ribbon. You have 1.5 yards or something, whatever my mom gave you. I don't even know how much she's putting in there anymore. Sometimes she puts 1 yard, sometimes she puts 1/2 yard. And then sometimes she like puts different colors together and people are like, I didn't get that color. I'm like, oops. But she's an awesome help for my card club kits. I just let her do her thing. And if she's short at the end, someone gets a little bit short because sometimes the ribbons don't come out to the right size at the end. I don't know. I'm going to just cut this. It's easier to cut both sides at once. I'm just going to trim them off. All right, something like that. All right, we're going to put this on there. I'm going to go up here. Okay, first of all, get your loop-de-loop the right size. Get it all the way up there because we're going to put the circle behind it. Okay, test it out before you do the extra adhering. Okay, good. If this side's a little bit, it needs to be a little bit up because these should be even, right? This one should be down to the same length. Okay, good. Okay, it's going to get squished in the envelope a little. So what you want to do is make sure the loop has a little way to be, pushed down, which is actually what you want. And then I put a little bit of extra adhesive on this part, even though I'm going to put dimensionals as well. I don't want that coming apart. All right, moving along. Now, let's get rid of these. I'm getting rid of these stamping blocks. We need some dimensionals and some bling. All right, so let's look for this. I'm going to look for... You guys, this is what I've been working on. Totally different, but this is what I'm working on. Craft fair stuff. My table is so crazy full right now. You have no idea. I can't even find dimensionals, which is like crazy. So I'm gonna just look for, I have like adhesive strips, so I'm just trying to find actual Stampin' dimensionals. All right, I'm gonna have to use these things from one of my kits. I don't even know where my dimensionals are. All right, so we're gonna put these over up on the, we'll put them right across here. I'm gonna put them across the ribbon. Okay, let's test it to see how far down it needs to go. I'm making this go up a little bit because I want the ribbon to kind of stick out. And I'm just gonna put one on the bottom to make sure it's in the right spot. Okay, so normally you'd use your little Stampin' dimensionals, but we're gonna put those. You're the best on that one. Punch down, all right. Good, good, good. And then this one, I'm putting one across the top there, and I'll put the other two in the middle and bottom of my circle. Actually, I kind of like these. This is why I saved these pieces from my paper pumpkin kits. These are pretty cool because they keep your stuff from being wonky. Ooh, I like it. That one I'm centering more as far as centering it up and down. This one I'm making go up a little. All right, so far so good. Now we need some bling. And in your kit, you were given some bling that's called the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. So I put 5 on here because it was such a boring background, but this one doesn't need 5. We'll just do 3. And then we did put 3 over here. So let's say 3. All right, we'll do, well, this is a blueberry here. I'm going to put a blueberry bushel over there. All right, we're going to put 3 on each. I'm just trying to decide where to put them. So this one's a lemon lime twist, which will go really nice over there. And now we need a small one down here. We'll do, which one haven't I used? This color. A small one of this color. We'll put it right down there. Okay, so a little bit of bling on your card. This bling is raised up just like this is raised up. So it'll be, you should still put something in the envelope with these because these tend to poke through the envelopes. In my experience, okay, I don't want to put blue there because it's kind of dark already. Unless I put it up there. I could put a small blue one up there, see? It would get lost in the sea of blackness. Let's put a lemon lime twist one right down here. Or up here. There. All right, so I want to move this down. I hope it doesn't rip my paper. Down. Okay, good. And 3 little blings. So that is how to do it. This is how we do it. Let me say hello. And that is, here, I like this card better. We're like the planets showing better. I think it's better. But I mean, this one's cool too. It has its reasons. I mean, you could put lots of critters or something on this and do something fun with it. If you had like lots of extra elements. All right, why do I stamp on a silicone mat? Okay, very good question. Phil, is because this is my table. If your table's not completely flat, if your table's flat, you probably don't need a silicone mat. Right? This is, you saw, like, look, these came out pretty well. Right? Sending hugs and stuff came out pretty well. But this is going to flatten any table because it has a nice spongy or like rubbery back bottom. Okay, when you're using wood, there could be little grooves. See? I don't want to scratch it, but this is a wooden table, so there's grooves on my table. So, of course, use silicone to make your table flat. Gives you better results. Thank you, Linda. Okay. And Pam, hello. All right. Making cards for your stamping retreat. Awesome. Papillon. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you. Okay. Pam is watching with the group, it sounds like. Okay, hope you add the measurements tomorrow. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah, don't worry when you add the measurements, Janet. I mean, these are here forever, right? These are on YouTube forever, so one more day doesn't matter. So you guys are trying to figure out how you all know each other. Hello, that's awesome. Hello, Kathy, Michael, and Anna, Yvonne. Oh my gosh, that's great, Bpre. She said her grandson used this for a science project at school. This is great paper for a science project. Hello, Lori from Ohio, and Midge, and Karen from Lake Susie, Florida, and Betty, Kathy. There's so many Kathys here. And Melody, and Deborah from New South Wales, Australia, and Lisa, and Armina. Oh, I appreciate so many of you watching so late tonight. Maybe some of you will be on for my next one. All right, so what we want to do is you want to put your white pieces in the inside. You were given a bunch of these white pieces. I'm not going to stamp them, but if you stamp them, that you just decide what you want to put on them, if you want to put anything in them. And you're going to hear all the pieces. These all came in your card kit. You have 4 pieces of basic white cardstock. I think they were a little bit shorter. And then you have 4 envelopes. So that these are done. Now let me show you what we're making next session. And you have some homework. We are going to take, this is still part of this, by the way. So this month's card club, September, I have to keep thinking, what month is it? Handmade Hugs, right? September is Handmade Hugs. You picked it. This is the stamp set you picked. There is a punch that coordinates, but I didn't want you to have to be dependent on the punch. So I didn't want you to have the punch because our card club, you only need the stamp set. So I sent you, I can send you punched out shapes. That's okay. And Stampin' Up, we can send punched out shapes and die cut shapes, but I'm not allowed to send you stamped images. So in here, do you have them? Wait. In here are these shapes like so. Here we go. These shapes from the punch. Okay, so this is what we're doing, sending hugs and stuff. And I embossed a round circle for you of lemon lolly. Lemon lolly goes with the knitted alpaca. Or I'm sorry, is he alpaca or a llama? No, I think he's an alpaca with the wool. Okay, so your homework is to cut out one of these critters from your paper. And you're also going to cut out the raccoon with the balloons. Okay, so you do not need the Zany Zoo stamp set. These are not stamped images. The stamped image part is this and this. So your homework is to cut out this guy and this guy. Now, could you cut out something else? Yes, because possibly, let me just show you this paper. You might not have, maybe by the way the paper was cut, you might not have an alpaca. So you might want to use this little sloth instead. Anything that's not a birthday one for this one. So any kind of sending hugs and stuff, you want a non-birthday one. Well, it could be a birthday one, but I'm saying any of these critters, right? So this is the Zany Zoo paper. Your homework is to cut out a critter. Now, you got to cut it out with scissors unless you have a ScanNCut. Those of us with a ScanNCut, of course, can use it. I did cut these with a ScanNCut. Honestly, I didn't cut those with scissors, right? But see, just cut out a critter to use. The hippo would be cute, the dancing hippo. The frog playing, singing with the microphone. The frog playing the flute. The turtle singing with the microphone. Here's the raccoon. So this is designer series paper. So you're going to cut out one of these critters. Yeah, you have 2 raccoons in this pack. So you could even cut out the little fox, sending hugs and stuff. The fox on a scooter. Okay? The geese skating around. So you cut out your critters for these 2 cards. So we need 1 critter. Oops. I don't know what it is. You guys feeling the same way that these are not very sticky. These, of all my gems I have, these ones fall off the most. So let's put this one back on there. All right, so these are, again, those little tinsel gems. Now, this one is rhinestones. We used the rhinestones from your kit on here. And then, so again, cut out a birthday critter that will color a little bit because when you cut it out, you see he's white. We'll color it next week, or not next week, this week. We're making this card this week, probably tomorrow or the next day. Okay, so you're going to cut out the critter and you're going to cut out the critter. And then we will assemble these 2 cards using your lemon lime twist and your pool party. So that's what we're making this month. And then next month, let's see if I have it. Fun and festive. This is what you voted on. And I'm still waiting for the tiebreaker for, this is October's card club kit. Fun and festive is what you voted on. And I've been using the fun and festive. You can use this for your, like this craft fair item, a little something for you with lots of love for me. And I have other cards I've made with this. So we're going to make simple cards. We're going to be you're going to have shapes big enough to try to stamp a lot of this stuff into, so you don't have to do a lot of cutting like I did for my other samples when I unpacked. So this is fun and festive. The next one's going to be a sentiment set for November. And I'm waiting for a tiebreaker. So if you already are in my club and you got the survey, please take that survey so I can give you guys some time to plan. All right, so next, those of you that come back on, I'm going to try to do this from Zoom and try to go live with how to use my craft fair calculator. So I will be on live again this evening so that those who purchased that item can figure out how to use it correctly and not get confused, because I've already had people purchase it and I want to make sure that that is clear. All right, so I hope this is fun for you. I hope you're playing with the Card on Blue Card Club kits, and we'll make these plus many more with the Delightfully Eclectic. You know, you can go ahead and make extras with all that extra DSP I sent you. Go to town and share what you're making in the VIP Facebook group. Okay, I want to see what you're making, what you're up to. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening.